everybody, and welcome to Giro d'Europa Stage 2. I'm Mike Lister, and I'm here with my co-host Riley Harvey. Good evening, Riley. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks, Mike. Hi, everybody. Great to be back covering the Giro d'Europa.
So we are here today live from Belgium. We've got slightly cloudy skies, but we're here on the Paterberg, and you can see the cobbled climbs, which are going to be trying to slow us down tonight. 20% gradient. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be a tough challenge after yesterday's race from Cap Formental, where we were for stage 1. We produced some exciting racing. Riley, I know you enjoyed it. You did a great job on the commentary. And any standout performances there?
Well, you can't avoid the win by Hederdam there. He led it up at the beginning of the race. He was breaking away at the front, and then he took it off in the middle of the race and carried it on through to the end. There's a lot of us were questioning whether him and Rasmus Falbo will be able to hold off the pack. There was a good chasing group there, but he managed it. Some fantastic riding, all at his max limit there. Be interesting to see how much energy he's managed to save and recoup for tonight's racing. I've not yet to see if he's in on the sign-ups list yet.
Oh, he's on the sign-up list. I'm not sure if he's in the pen yet. But yeah, a big test today, see if people can back up those performances from yesterday. So stage 2 then, where we're on the Ronde, 17.8 kilometres, 337 metres of climbing. We're doing 2 laps today, and Riley is going to take you through the course profile in just a second. Tomorrow we've got the Tempelhof Airport crit, which is 0 metres of elevation, which is great. Then Pienza, which is another hilly one. And then on to Dirty Riva to round up on Friday, where I'm sure people will have achy legs, although the climbs are shorter but quite brutal. So tonight's course then, Riley, why don't you give us an overview of what we've got in store for the riders this evening?
Well, the Ronde, it's based in Belgium. It's one of the Belgium classics. The actual full race is a much longer race, the Tour of Flanders, but this is a sample, an excerpt that's been taken out for RGT. We've got coming into the first one, we descend from the start line down to the base of the Eau de Quermont, which is a longer cobbled climb. These are cobbled climbs, 2.2 kilometres. It goes around about 8%. Got some lulls in there and also a couple of nasty spikes up at around about 11%. Going from the Eau de Quermont, you go back onto the tarmac roads. There's a couple of nasty spikes in the tarmac roads, which will catch a few people out as well. Before you finally do the main section of the climbing and you crest. Nice long descent there. There's not much on the descent that will activate the auto braking until we hit a bit of a left-hand bend. Get some auto braking activated there, and then in typical classics fashion, we hit an immense hard right-hander right at the base of the Paterberg. You're going to get heavy braking there, and everybody's going to be slowed right down before they hit the 10% climbs. You're straight into it on the Paterberg, and then it doesn't stop. It just keeps on going up. You go 10%, 20%, then it gradually levels off. Just as your legs have spent, you're flattening off and you back around to do it all again. It's a 2-lapper this one, so we're going to see who blows up on the first lap, I think, and who can make it through with the right pacing to win this race. Finish line just at the top of the Paterberg, so whoever gets up there the second time around is going to be the winner for us.
Well, we've had 2 races today, so hopefully they took your advice on board from the Recon ride. This was race 1, which was the early time slot today, where we had JL setting the early pace, and then Alex Rockwell, Warren G and Francois Eicher chasing him down, Marcin Skudlarek as well in that early slot. And it was Alex Rockwell who took the win ahead of Francois Eicher. Rockwell was actually in second place yesterday, so he's secured a time slot win. And then in the midday slot, we had a good sized field. We had Gordon Jackson there from WKG, Garwood, Jay Stevens, but it was Sam Kimber, John Samu and David Daly who broke away, these 3 working well together to create a lead, and it came down to these guys on the Paterberg, where Sam Kimber managed to pull away on those steep sections. He took a second stage win. He crossed the line first, John Samu was second, and David Daly picked up another podium. So here are the race results then. These are the leaderboards. You see there Alex Rockwell 30 minutes and 33 seconds, a nice 27 seconds ahead of Francois Eicher and Warren G in third place. Those two were 2 minutes ahead of Warren G, so good effort by those guys. And then in race 2, you can see Sam Kimber and John Samu both dipping under the 30-minute mark, with David Daly just over at 30 minutes and 8 seconds. So how does that leave us on the series leaderboard? We're going to take a quick look at that, because this race is going to be starting very soon, where we've got a good field. We've got 75 riders currently on the start line, but it's Sam Kimber. He's the man that everyone's going to be looking to beat. He's got a 1 minute and 20 second lead at the top of the standings, just ahead of Alex Rockwell, John Samu, David Daly and Francois Eicher. Well done to Samu and Francois, because they raced in the evening slot yesterday, and less than 12 hours later they were racing in the earlier slots today, especially Francois, so he was in that morning slot, Samu in the midday slot. Right, we've also got some news on prizes, which Riley is going to run through now and announce some prize winners.
Yeah, so as we all know, we've got the element prizes that we're giving away daily. We're doing those for the riders, the Riley's Rider. After the race, we're putting on a poll on Facebook on the RGT users group. And yesterday that was voted for, and Casper Hederdam was the winner of the element prize for yesterday's race. He was a standout rider and really put in a strong performance to garner all the votes there to get that prize. So we'll be in touch with Casper soon to organise getting those shipped out to him. And we're also doing a draw for a daily winner of the Giro d'Europa mug. Giro d'Europa mug, a classic piece of memorabilia there. That's going out to the draw from the finishers of the whole day, and that was gone to Simon Miller this time around. We don't have an infinite amount of these mugs to give away, but if you do want to get yourself a Giro d'Europa mug, they're a cracking looking mug, then you can go over to the V-Cycling News shop at vcyclingnews.co.uk and you can pick yourself one up for a very reasonable price. We've got offers on and discounts on the shop all this week. So head over, not just Giro d'Europa, there's other bits of RGT things in there as well. MRETT, t-shirts, hoodies, all sorts of stuff. But yeah, we're going to be putting on a poll at the end of today's race for the element prize, and we encourage everybody to head over to the RGT users Facebook group, vote for their rider that they feel was the most combative, that was most interesting to watch, and we'll get a prize out to those riders tomorrow. So onto the start line now. The race is starting in just 8 seconds time, and we can see that the pen's filled up well there. Just hear Mike's turbo kicking into action. We've got James Gilby,
who's getting going. Oh, and everybody's flying away.
Mark Rowbottom there quickly. Tom Gates is in there, and then we can